Jimmy James. We're going to be bringing, for your pleasure, the Moto 2 race from the Sachsenring in what used to be East Germany. I know I'm going to get giddy. The hope that kills you. Let's go through the qualifying from yesterday. Bit of a topsy-turvy grid in the Moto 2 as well. So, Celestino Vietti put it on pole. Where's that form come from? He's not been producing this year, as we know he can do, but he's returned to form and put it on pole with a 1 minute 22.7. Now, don't get giddy. P2, Jake Dixon had an awful start to the season, as we know. His personal life's been fantastic. Had his little baby girl, he's made up and everything. Fantastic for him. But when it comes to the racing, he's had a bit of a shocker. Good result last time out in Assen, and he's put it in second place on the grid for this race coming up. Hopefully he can keep on the podium. Top step would be ideal, but a top three, I'd be well happy with that. We've got Firmin de Gier in P3. He's already got his MotoGP contract sorted for next year with Ducati. Senna Aegis in fourth. Good rider. Gonzalez in fifth, championship leader. Tony Arbolino back to form this weekend in sixth. Ayagura in seventh. Could be in with a good chance. He can always look after a tyre, as we know. Diogo Moreira in eighth. Marcos Ramirez in ninth. Adrian Lopez in 10th. Not a Lopez fan, gotta say. Joe Roberts, what an effort, in 11th place. Was under the knife this time last week, wasn't he? So, or he'd been under the knife. So, top effort there. Garcia in 12th. One of your championship leaders. Aaron Canet, 14th. That's disappointing. Bo Ben Schneider, good start to the season. He started to drift a little bit, though. He's in 15th. And Darren Binder in 16th, with Songkyak Chantra in 17th. But we can keep going down the grid. I'm not bothered about that now. I am bothered about Jake Dixon. Oh, come on, Jake. Sort it out. Let's get the chat up. Oh, no Empire Maker. I thought he might have been in. Not to worry, though. Massive stream supporter is Empire Maker, along with Anthony Beat. Not forgetting Nick Edworthy. And I'm hoping once we get the cricket back up and running that we'll see some more of David Anthony Joseph Jr. and Genwil Belandres from Australia. Cynthia from the West Indies, she always sends us blessings in the chat. That's what we like. Let's get some results up. There we go. That's what we want to see. Right. There we've got the qualifying results from yesterday. Hopefully that'll update into a live timing screen for this race. The guys are on the warm lap now. Got everything going. Got the coffee on the go. This, I've got my little espresso coffee machine, and that is one that's supposed to be chocolate flavour. Not a massive chocolate fan, if I'm honest, but that is not bad at all. Not bad at all, that. If you like your coffees, lower LOR or law, however you say it, LOR. They do deals where if you order your, I think if you spend 70 quid on coffee capsules and that, you get quite a lot. You get a free coffee machine with it. But it's a pretty good deal. Must say, coffee is my favourite drink. Oh, right, the guys are just coming to the end of the warm-up lap now. Roll into the grid positions. I just want Dixon to get a decent start. As long as he's in like the top, he's in second, let's be honest, if he can be in the top 5, we know he can look after a tyre, which they're going to have to do around this Sachsenring. It just chews the left-hand side up, doesn't it? So we use a dual compound anyway to help, but the flagmen are on the grid. We've got the lights on. We are off racing. Right, Dixon, he's got a decent start. He's actually got a very good start. Power wheelie into T1. It's going to be our man Jake. He runs a little bit wide, but then takes a late apex, and he's got the lead. So that's what we wanted. Now, don't get giddy, Jake. Don't get giddy. Oh. Right. We'll just get... Oh, he runs a little bit wide there, does Jake Dixon, but he just lost a place there. He just ran a touch wide, but we can live with that. That's getting close in there as well between Arbolino. Look after your tyre early on because you're going to need to. So we've got Vietti in P1, Dixon P2, Firmino de Geer P3. Dixon will do well here just to keep an eye on Vietti. Stay behind him a little bit. You don't want your front tyre overheating too much, but Vietti had genuine pace around here. And the two of them at the front are just... Oh, where were you going, Firmino de Geer? You've just lost a place in T1 to Tony Arbolino. He ran a little bit wide. He's trying to come back under Arbolino there, though. That's tight. Bails out of it, does De Geer wisely, because that was an ever-decreasing gap that he was trying to put his bike into. 24 laps to go. Oh. Dixon run a little bit wide there, got into some trouble. He's trying to look after his tyre, Dixon, there, but he's lost a couple of positions. Not lost much ground though, so that's a good thing, but it's almost he's trying to maybe look after his tyre a little bit too much, and the danger with that is when you take the right hand turn down the waterfall, if you haven't got temperature in that tyre, it will find you out. Oh, dear me. Apologies, I'm just trying to sort something. Out. We're not missing anything at the minute. At the front, we've got Vietti from Arbolino, from Firmin Gear. We've got Dixon in fourth. He's coming under pressure from centre ages there. Can't make the move, so Dixon will remain in fourth. You've got a front group of 6, then you've got a half-second gap to Alonso Lopez. I'll open a PDF now. I didn't want to do that, but we will do. Right. I'm back with you. Apologies for that. I just had a laptop that's trying to do an update, and I don't want it doing an update while I'm midstream. Poor planning on my part. I normally make sure that's not going to happen. So apologies. Right, let's get back to it. So we've got Vietti, P1, Firmin Gear in P2, Tony Arbolino, good effort, P3. You can put a cigarette paper between those 3. Then you've got Jake Dixon in 4th. Just 3-4 bike lengths gap. Keep his front tyre cool. Senna Aegis in 5th. Gonzalez in 6th. Then you've got a 0.4 of a second gap to Garcia. Then you've got Lopez Ayagura, Joe Roberts in 10th. Good effort from Roberts. And I have a bit of that. Gear takes the lead. Where were you going then? Where were you going then, Senna Aegis? So they now come into the pit straight. We've got, well, this is all going to change, I can tell you now, so I'll wait till we come out of turn 1 before Vietti and Arbolino getting close there. Gear's at the front. He's the king of the long lap penalty at the minute, is Gear, so he'll be hoping for a steward intervention free race. That's going to be close there. Senna Aegis holding a tight line as they go through T2 into T3. Now they go through turn 5, turn 6, turn 7, turn 8, turn 9. It's all on the left-hand side of the tyre. Now they go through turn 10 and then right-hand side. This is where I worry about Dixon looking after his tyres, and he's not got enough heat in it to go down the waterfall, but he's all right at the minute. He's currently sitting in 5th, running a little bit wide at the bottom of turn 12. He's held the position though. Gonzalez is crawling all over the back of Dixon. Well, at the front you've got Arbolino chasing Gear, who's in P1. Then you've got a small gap to Vietti in P3. But they're definitely looking after the tyres, because you do, 20 laps to go, you do not get a group like this in Moto 2 unless they are in tyre conservation mode. So let's do a top 15 while it looks pretty settled just for now. We've got Gear P1, Arbolino P2, Vietti 3, then you've got Aegis, Dixon, Gonzalez, Garcia, Lopez, Ayagura 9th, Roberts in 10th. Then you've got Binder 11th, Diogo Moreira 12th, Sonkyat Chantra 13th, Marcos Ramirez 14th, and Isan Guevara in 15th. Aaron Canet is in 16th. Down the waterfall we go. Into turn 12. Nobody's in a position to make a move on anyone there. Nobody's making a move into 13, which is a final left-hander of the lap. We'll be coming over the start-finish line now. That'll be 19 laps to go. As you were at the front, Arbolino's looking on the inside of Gear, but bails out of that early. Just follows the number 54 through the first corner. Now they're coming in the tight turn 3. And then it's left-handers all the way to the waterfall from 3 up to 11. Just destroying that left-hand side of the tyre and losing heat in the right-hand side. Dixon's got a nice little gap behind him there now to Gonzalez, so I don't know what's happened there, but it's good news for the Brit. So we've got Aldeguer, Arbolino, top 2. Then you've got Vietti, Aegis and Dixon. And then that gap, I did miss what happened there. In fact, I didn't miss it. We didn't show it. They didn't show it. So coming onto the pit straight now, we've got a change at the front. Tony Arbolino says, I'll have a go there, my friend. Vietti in second. Aldeguer in third. He's just let them take that position now. After looking at it, Dixon's looking for fourth, which he gets. Just gives Senna Aegis a little love tap, nothing too spectacular. But he claimed that position, but Senna Aegis on that bike can hold a tight line. And he's looking to get back under Dixon. Can't make it there though. And now we're on the long string of left-handers. We go T4, T5. We'll be going into 6. Aldeguer's looking to get back under Vietti, which he does. Dixon's trying to fend off Senna Aegis rather than looking to take the position from Vietti, who's now in third because Aldeguer's done him. Down the waterfall they go. Arbolino, he'll try and make a break at the front. It won't work though because Aldeguer tried it and gave up in the end. So he'll be looking to save some tyre, let someone else do the donkey work out front. Coming into the final turn 13, nobody makes a move, line astern. They'll be coming across the line now, and that will be 17 laps to go. Tony Arbolino P1, Aldeguer P2, Vietti P3. Dixon comfortable in P4. He's got a couple of bike lengths now on Senna Aegis. Nobody runs wide into turn 1. I've just got a little bird trying to get in on the windowsill. Hello, little fella. Amazing creatures. 17 laps to go. There's a top 5. Arbolino, Aldeguer, Vietti, Dixon, Aegis. Then you've got a 0.4 of a second gap to Garcia now, although he's trying to close that gap on Senna Aegis, and he's pretty much done it now. Gonzalez couldn't bridge the gap, so that's probably why Garcia's thought, well, we don't want that front group of 5 getting away. Leave it to me, boys. And now Arbolino's coming under pressure as they come into the bottom of the waterfall, turn 12. No, Aldeguer just stays behind him. Somebody was running wide there. It looked like it was Gonzalez in P7. Dixon's looking settled in P4, but he's got Aegis crawling all over the back of him. So we're coming into T1, 16 laps to go. Aldeguer is looking on the inside now of Arbolino. He'll make that stick. Runs wide, it's a bit of a block pass. He'll make that stick. And Arbolino struggling to stay in second now. He's coming under pressure from Vietti, who tried to capitalise on that move from Aldeguer. And Senna Aegis I just saw trying to get under Dixon there. I don't think Dixon will let that happen. This is like more Moto 3-esque rather than Moto 2. And as we know, it's down to tyre conservation at the moment. But we've got Aldeguer back at the front now, from Arbolino in second, Vietti third, Dixon still in fourth as you go down the waterfall, coming into turn 12, nobody's going to make a move there. But Senna Aegis is looking to get past Dixon here now. Coming into turn 13, line astern again. Dixon's now putting pressure on Vietti because he can feel Aegis breathing down his neck. They come down the pit straight, 15 laps to go. Out of gear from Arbolino from Vietti. Nobody's making a move there. Senna Aegis looks at Dixon, can't do anything there. Somebody's gone down at the back, is that? Oh, Darren Binder's gone down. Turn 1. I just saw him in the back of shot there, so there's a yellow flag out. There's now a bit of a gap appeared. There's a bit of a gap appearing at the back of Garcia. So we've got the top 5, and it's a definite gap now. We've got Aldeguer, Arbolino, Vietti, Dixon, Senna Aegis. Then you've got a gap to Garcia of almost half a second. And then there's a gap behind Garcia. Darren Binder's rejoined. There's a gap behind Garcia, then to Ayagura, Gonzalez, Diogo Moreira, and a bit of a train going on. 15 laps to go, soon to be 14. At what point is Ayagura going to make a forward move? Because he will have looked after his tyre, that is for sure. Once you get sort of 12 laps to go on these short laps, if he's got anything, that's where he'll have to start making his move. Aldeguer P1, Arbolino P2, Vietti P3, Dixon still in P4, looking comfortable. Yellow flag in sector 1. Senna Aegis, Roberto Garcia, number 31, he's crashed out. Dixon's looking comfortable. He's looking comfortable. And you could throw a cigarette paper between the front 5. Down the waterfall they go. Now there's going to be changes coming into turn 12 at the front, definitely. Senna Aegis makes a move on Dixon. Vietti makes a move on Arbolino. Aldeguer, Dixon lost out a little bit there as well. Ran just a touch wide. But it's all let him coming in. Senna Aegis is trying to make a forward move now. So Aldeguer is now in 4th from 1st. So we go over the line, 13 laps to go. Arbolino's going to do Vietti into turn 1. All change at the front. So we'll now do a quick top 5. So we've got Arbolino, Vietti, Aldeguer, Dixon. After he lost that position to Aegis, I thought he might drop back a bit, but he didn't.
Which Moto 3?
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Can you save it all on recording for me so I can watch it later?
Yeah.
And I'll watch MotoGP with you live?
Yeah.
Love you.
Love you. Henry Russell's just come in. He's trying to not watch the result of this. He's been to church, so he's asking me to save all of the recordings for him, which we will do. Right, back to the race. 13 laps to go. We drop down the waterfall. We've got Arbolino P1, Vietti P2, Aldeguer P3, Dixon P4. As you were, Senna Aegis P5 after trying to make a forward move behind Dixon. And we're coming into T13, final one on the circuit, anti-clockwise, left-hander, coming down the pit straight. This is going to leave us 12 laps to go. Aldeguer does Vietti on the short straight. He'll get on the inside of him into T1. Dixon's looking good on the brakes, looking solid. Holds a nice tight line. There's nobody cutting underneath him, that's for sure. Senna Aegis is right on Dixon's pipe, but no way through there. Who's looked after the tyre? Senna Aegis goes under Dixon there though, on the tight T3. He holds a tighter line but uses more tyre, so Dixon will sit in behind. We've got behind Dixon now though, Moreira, Garcia, Ayagura. We're going to have a front group here of 10 bikes in a minute. 12 laps to go. It could end up being a bun fight unless somebody gets on the gas now, decides to stretch things out. Who's going to do that? At the front, Arbolino's trying. He's got Aldeguer going with him. Then you've got them two have just got 10 bike lengths at the front. Then you've got Vietti and Aegis in 3rd and 4th. They've got Dixon right behind him in 5th. But right behind Dixon now, he's got Diogo Moreira. As they come across the pit, ever so short laps these, aren't they? 11 laps to go. Arbolino, Aldeguer from Vietti, Aegis and Dixon. Dixon's having a look at getting under Aegis. He'll push him out wide. Have a bit of that, Aegis, he says. Just dealt it back to him after Aegis pushed him wide. And now Diogo Moreira's having a look at Aegis as he lost just a little bit of momentum. Vietti's trying to close that gap to Aldeguer in 2nd place. Now the torturous left-handers on the tyre. This is where you find out who's been pushing it a little bit too hard. 11 laps to go. Dixon's looking good. He's putting Vietti under pressure in 3rd. He holds a tighter line as well there, Dixon, than Vietti, which would suggest he's got a little bit more tyre left. Tony Arbolino and Aldeguer, they're moving away at the front now as they come down into turn 12 down the hill at the bottom of the waterfall. Vietti is about 5, 6, 7, 8 bike lengths behind. They don't want to let him get away, that's for sure, if you're looking for a chance to get on the top step of the podium. There'll be 10 laps to go now. Aldeguer from Arbolino, Vietti in 3rd, Dixon right on his pipe. Is he going to go for the inside here, Dixon? No. Sensibly, he doesn't. He runs a little bit wide, but takes a late apex. Centre Aegis can't take advantage. And they're picking the pace up at the front now. Somebody had the foot off the peg there. I couldn't tell you who it was, but... and he's dragging Dixon, Aegis with him. Then you've got a tiny gap to Diogo Moreira. Ayagura is in 7th. He'll be wanting to make a forward move now. Garcia, the championship leader, he's in 8th, but right in the mix. Dixon runs a little bit wide there, but pulls it back now for the right-hander of the waterfall. He's got centre Aegis right alongside him, but he's on the outside. Dixon will keep on the inside and hold the position in turn 12. Coming up to turn 13, the final left-hander. Diogo Moreira runs wide there. Dixon's right behind Vietti in 3rd now. Coming down the pit straight, that'll be 9 laps to go. We're on board with Dixon now, looking back towards centre Aegis. I think Dixon's more looking forward than he is trying to keep centre Aegis at bay, so that's a good sign. He's looking to put Vietti under pressure now. Nine laps to go. This is where tyre issues will start coming in. In a normal race it would do, but obviously with it being such a short lap, normally you would expect it to be around 12, 13 laps to go. But Dixon's holding a tighter line than Vietti there. We're going to find out who's swimming naked in a minute, because the tide's going to go out on the amount of rubber left on your tyre. Vietti looks like he's spinning up a little bit there in front of Dixon as they go into turn 10, the final left-hander before the right-hander of the waterfall. Ayagura makes a forward move now on Diogo Moreira. Next on his sights is going to be centre Aegis. Is this where Ayagura pulls the pin now and gets to the front? We'll find out, that's for sure. 8 laps left. Into turn 1, Aldeguer. He's got a couple of bike lengths lead over Aldeguer. Oh, Dixon ran wide there into turn 1. He's kept the position, but he lost 2 or 3 bike lengths on Vietti. And for some reason, we've lost footage. Well, this never happens. Apologies for this. No satellite signal. What's going on here? I can only assume we've got a storm coming or something. We'll have to go with the old backup and we'll be a little bit behind now. At least we've got some footage. So we've got 8 laps to go now. That's where I'm up to. Ah, we're back. So apologies for that. I don't know what happened there. We had an outage. Right. Many apologies. That's out of my control. We just turned 7. We just saw Tony Arbolino having a moment, almost spitting himself off the bike. Dixon now is in 3rd. 7 laps to go as they come into turn 13. I almost had a panic then. I thought we were going to have to go to a stream as opposed to a live. Aldeguer now, he's made hay at the front. He's got a 1.8 second lead. 6 laps to go. It looks like unless he does anything silly, he's away. Dixon moves into 2nd into turn 1. He gets underneath Vietti. Ayagura now is in 5th, making a late race move as per usual, as we expect. Aldeguer's gone. Dixon's trying to get after him now, try and break away from the pack behind him. Hopefully he's got enough tyre. He looked like he was pretty sensible early on. Ronzi pushing, he's smoking that tyre with 6 laps to go, but he's gained on that left-hander about 3 bike lengths over Vietti in 3rd. So as he goes around turn 8, then it's going to be turn 9, turn 10. Then the right-hander here of the waterfall, he drives down the hill, pulls another length out on Vietti, so there's no move coming on him into turn 12. What we need is Senna Aegis to make a move on Vietti. A nice block pass would do, and that would give Jake Dixon another 3, 4, 5 bike lengths. Into the final left-hander as we go on to the pit straight. That's going to leave us with 5 laps to go. Fermin Aldeguer out in front, clear now. Dixon in 2nd, Vietti in 3rd. Ayagura now makes a move on Senna Aegis. Almost 2 seconds of lead at the front now for Aldeguer. Dixon in 2nd. Vietti's closed that gap on him. As we go through all the series of 7 left-handers, Vietti's gaining, but Dixon gets good drive there on the side of the tyre, pulls a bike length, pulls 2 bike lengths, Looks like Vietti's losing a little bit of grip on the rear there, which gives Dixon another couple of lengths. You see the suspension there, gripping, letting go as it starts pumping. As we go down the right hand of the waterfall here, Vietti's made ground up on Dixon though there, so as we come into turn 12, is he close enough to make a move on him? He's looking on the inside. Dixon's got the line though. And Ayagura now, he's looking menacing behind Vietti. Jake Dixon's good in turn 12 though, and turn 13, which he's going to need, it looks like. 4 laps to go. The gap between Vietti and Ayagura is nothing, less than the blink of an eye. It's getting a bit of a bun fight at the back between 5th, 6th. 5th, 6th and 7th. Aldeguia's gone. That is leads up to 2.3 seconds. 4 laps to go. We've got Dixon in second. Then Vietti trying to make a move on him at every opportunity, but burning tyre up. There he loses traction, does Vietti. Didn't lose too much time, but it certainly lost 2-3 bike lengths there on Dixon. There's a real let go on him and he had to shut the throttle. Senna Aegis is running wide there. He's out on the dream as he lost traction. Definite tyre issues coming into play now for the riders. And it looks like Senna Aegis in them early laps where he was all over Dixon and looking really good. He was just using too much tyre. Ayagura looks to get under Vietti at turn 12. Can't do it. That gives Dixon another bike length as we move into turn 13, the final left-hander. This is going to be 3 laps to go. Aldeguia's got a lead now of 2.3 seconds. Dixon in second. Vietti in third, coming under pressure from Ayagura into T1. Ayagura moves to the inside. He'll make the move. Runs a little bit wide though. Vietti cuts back underneath him, keeps the position. Meanwhile, while they're fighting, that gives Dixon a little bit more breathing space. He's now got about 6 bike lengths between himself and Vietti, who runs wide, takes a late apex. Dixon's looking good now. Yellow flag set to 1. Dixon's looking good for P2 if he can just keep it together. He's got about 10 Mario Adji crashes in turn 1. He's got about a 10 bike length gap now to Vietti in P3, who's got his hands full with Ayagura, let alone trying to chase Dixon down. He's going to be hanging on for that final spot on the podium. And also coming to play now with Vietti and Agura is Diogo Moreira. There's only a cigarette paper between those 3 on track. Ayagura's looking a bit loose on the front end, which you don't want coming down the waterfall. Into turn 12. He holds the line though, and now Ayagura looks like he's going to be coming under pressure from Moreira. Aldeguia's got a 2.2 second lead at the front. Still a yellow flag out in sector 1, so that could be interesting coming down to turn 1 because there'll be no overtaking. Dixon's got 2 laps to go. He should have P2 nailed down now, barring a mistake. He's got about a 10-12 bike length lead over Vietti in P3. And Vietti's under immense pressure from Ayagura. Moreira's looking to make a forward move. Nobody could change there because there was still yellow flags out in turn 1, in sector 1. Ayagura moves wide there, and Moreira comes on the inside. Ayagura tries leaning across the front of him again to retain the position, and Moreira says no you don't, as they bump elbows. And now Dixon, this is fantastic for him. He's now got about a 15 bike length lead from Vietti in third. Moreira is going to be putting Vietti under pressure though. It looks like Ayagura's done. Everybody's struggling though now on these relentless left-handers. And Moreira now, as they go down the waterfall, they're going to be coming into T12. He's going to be lining a move up on Vietti. No, he bails out on that one though. Ayagura looks interested, but he's not quite close enough in going under Moreira. We're coming up to 13. Anybody going to put a block pass in? No. Looks like Ayagura's regrouped. Last lap, Aldeguia got a 2.5 second lead. That's him done. Dixon's got a lovely lead in second. He's got a lovely lead in second to Vietti, who holds on to third place as they go into turn one. You've got Moreira right behind Vietti and Ayagura right behind Moreira. So last place on the podium is going to be coming from one of these three. Who it's going to be, I wouldn't like to say. Underneath the rubbing shoulders on wheels, Moreira and Vietti. Ayagura tries to get underneath. This is a bund fight. Almost touched the rear wheel of Moreira, did Ayagura with his front wheel. We know what happens there normally. But they're just sliding around now on the power. Ayagura gets under Moreira, leaves big darkies all along the track as they're putting the power down and it's just sliding everywhere. This is almost like stunt riding as opposed to Moto 2 racing. Ayagura down the waterfall tries to go under Vietti. It's going to be their touch as we're going into turn 12. It's going to be a last gasp block pass into turn 13 for the final place on the podium. Who's going to get it? We switch to Aldegear coming across the line. It's going to be Dixon gets second, fantastic. And it's going to be Ayagura who pinches that third place coming across the line from Diogo Moreira, and Vietti finishes in fifth. The tyres must be absolutely destroyed. What a good Moto 2 race that was, and Dixon will be happy with that. Aldegear's class showed through. He won that by 2.5 seconds. But the battle for third in the final place on the podium was something to behold. That was a good Moto 2 race. If that had been Moto 3, we'd have been purring over it. So on the bigger bikes, the Moto 2, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. We'll do a top 15 for you in a minute. Aldegear's off his bike. He's going to light the fireworks. Apologies for the breaking commentary as well, because we had a technical issue with the stream, but we got it back. I think it's due to we've got a storm coming, I'm pretty sure. But that was some race. As they came across the line, it was P1 was settled. That was Fermin Aldegear. He pulled away towards the end. Dixon was comfortable in second. And it was a fight between Vietti, Ayagura, and Diogo Moreira. They were literally, as they were coming down the waterfall, elbow to elbow, as they come into turn 12. We then, going into the last turn 13, we switched over view to Aldegear coming over the line. And we had a little screen at the bottom where we could see who was going to get third place, but it was so small you couldn't see who was actually going to get the position. So we know that Ayagura did get it eventually. From it was so close. I'm looking at the gap, 10,000ths of a second between Moreira in fourth and Vietti in fifth, and Ayagura pinched with no tyre left. He pinched that third place and was a 10th of a second. Just over a 10th of a second between the top three, the third, fourth, and fifth, I should say. So hopefully we'll get a replay of that, because it'll be that would have been an exciting finish to the race. We'll do the top 15 finish. We had Aldegear P1, Dixon P2, Ayagura P3, Moreira P4, Vietti P5, Sunkiat Chantra P6. Good effort. Garcia 7th. You're championship leader by 7 points now from Ayagura. Joe Roberts, 8th. What a good effort that is after only being under the knife last week. Tony Arbolino finished in 9th, so obviously he used his tyre up early doors. Lopez in 10th. Senna Regis dropped back in 11th after he had a couple of moments. Gonzalez in 12th. Guevara 13th. Good effort from him. Jeremy Alcoba, 14th. And Joe Messia, final point scorer, in 15th. I used to like Messia, but since when he won the World Championship the way he did last year, I've kind of lost a little bit of enthusiasm for him. But there you go. That's racing. We've all got our favourites, haven't we? But what a fantastic Moto 2 race. So it'll be Aldeguer on the top step. Jake Dixon tasting the champagne in 2nd. And Ayagura in 3rd. Right, I hope you enjoyed that race. Anyway, if you haven't done so already, please hit the subscribe button, give us a like and a thumbs up. And if you ping that notification bell, you can keep abreast of what we've got coming up for you later today. We've got the Moto GP stream next, so keep your eye out for that one. We've also got, I'm going to do the Formula 1 because it's the British Grand Prix. Hopefully it's entertaining, but if not, I'm sure we can have a good giggle in the chat. That's what it's mainly about. I'll be back shortly. I am Jimmy James. You've been watching Catch It Live First. Thank you very much. Tune in again shortly. We'll be back.